This is Allied Medical Limited Meditech 1700 ventilator. This is a multi-purpose ventilator you can use for both ICU as well as transport purposes. So in this video I'm going to discuss about the various features and the application of this ventilator. So first of all, I'll start off with the main unit as well as the trolley of this ventilator. So this is the main unit of the ventilator, and this trolley we give it as a standard supply with the ventilator. So for if you want to transport the patient within the hospital, so you can use this trolley, and this is the circuit arm where you can mount the circuit of the ventilator. So if you want to use this ventilator separately without the trolley, then there is a very simple way of unmounting this ventilator from the trolley. So for unmounting, there is a thumb screw at the back which you have to open and just lift the ventilator like this, and you can use this ventilator separately without the trolley also. So now I am going to discuss about the various connections of the ventilator. So on the right hand side, this is the mains power connection. Here you can connect the mains power, and for oxygen enrichment we are giving two options. One is you can connect the high pressure, and this you can connect with the auxiliary flow meters or the oxygen concentrator. So for high pressure connections, this is the tubing for high pressure connection which we supply as a standard supply with the machine. So here you can connect it like this. So one end of the tubing will be connected onto the ventilator, and other end of the tubing will be connected to the central supply or to the cylinder through a MOX regulator. So this ventilator, the oxygen enrichment can be done in two ways. One is with the high pressure, like from the cylinder or the pipeline, but the input pressure should be between 241 to 620 kilopascals. And the other way of enriching the oxygen is by connecting the auxiliary flow meters on this port, and whatever flow you will be setting on the oxygen concentrator or the auxiliary flow meter, that much oxygen enrichment will be done and given to the patient. Now coming on to the left side of this ventilator, these are the inspiratory and expiratory ports, and these are the connectors for EtCO2 and SpO2. So right now we are giving this as an optional feature. So EtCO2 and SpO2, if you want to upgrade in the future, that facility is available. Now talking about this expiratory limb, so we have given this expiratory block over here. So this expiratory block is easily detachable from the ventilator. You just have to pull this, and then you can remove this expiratory block like this, and it is easily detachable. So this expiratory block is fully autoclavable at 134 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes, provided that you have to remove this diaphragm from the expiratory block, and these tubing should be removed. Then you can autoclave it for any, if you have got any infectious patients, then you can autoclave this expiratory block all the time at 134 degrees Celsius. Now for putting this expiratory block back into the ventilator, you just have to push this, and whenever you will get a click sound, that means that expiratory block has been locked in the ventilator, and now it is ready for use. Now coming on to the turning on and turning off this ventilator. So for turning on, first there is an on-off switch on the right hand side. This has to be moved to the position 1. When you will get a beep sound, long beep sound you will be getting, you have to press and hold this on-off button on the front, that is a green color button, and you have to press and hold this. As soon as the beep goes off, the beep sound goes off, you have to remove that your finger from there, and you will get a Meditech England logo on the front. So this is the user interface or the standby screen that you will be getting after turning on the ventilator. Now I am going to discuss about these keypads or the key buttons which are available on the ventilator. So this you have already seen in the video, that this is for turning on and turning off the ventilator. This button is used for making the alarms, whichever alarms are coming, that alarm can be silenced for 2 minutes by pressing this button. And this is for resetting the alarms. If any alarm has comes up and you have not seen it and you have to acknowledge those alarms, then you can use this reset button, And this exit button is used for if you have gone into some settings or any modes of ventilation and you want to exit from that window, then this exit button can be used. And this is the knob for increasing or decreasing the values as well as for confirming the values. Now coming on to the standby screen, if you have got any emergency patients or if you want to just start the ventilator there and then we have given this quick start option over here. So you can select the patient type from here, male, female or pediatric, and accordingly you have to set the body weight of the patient. Like if I want to deliver some ventilation, if I want to give ventilation to the 60 kg patient, then I have set the body weight at 60 kgs. Then from here only, if I press the start button, then the ventilation will start. So this is the quick start. So you just have to enter the predicted body weight of the patient and then press the start button. The ventilator will start the ventilation there and then. But if you want to go into the several modes of ventilation, then here we have given this modes, which is over here. So whenever you will touch this modes option, then you will be getting these modes of ventilation. So we are offering here several modes of ventilation, starting from PRVC, volume assist controlled ventilation, pressure assist controlled ventilation. Then we have given this combination of PRVC SIMV, the volume SIMV, the pressure SIMV. Then we have this auto mode of ventilation. Then spontaneous CPAP is also there, and we have this oxygen stream, that is high flow nasal cannula therapy. So only this auto stream in this ventilator will be used with a single limb. Otherwise all the modes of ventilation will be used with the dual limb, which is a conventional circuit, and you can give the ventilation to the patient with the help of the dual limb circuits also. So now starting with the PRVC mode of ventilation. So in this PRVC mode, if you want to give ventilation to the patient on PRVC mode, so these are the parameters which are the settable parameters that can be given to the patient, and these can be changed with the requirement of the doctor as well as the physiology of the patient. So if I want to deliver 500 ml of tidal volume, then I'll be selecting this tidal volume parameter over here, and for increasing it to 500 I'll be using this knob. So as if I'll be rotating this knob on clockwise, then the values will be increasing, and if I'll be moving this knob anti-clockwise, then the values will be decreasing. So for confirming, I'll be pressing this if I'm selecting it at 500 ml, and for confirming I'll be pressing this knob again. So the set tidal volume right now is 500 ml, and you can set inspiratory time in this. You can set the rise time of the flow, that is fast, medium or slow depending on the patient's requirement. This is the rate, that is the frequency. This is the positive end expiratory pressure, PEEP. O2 you can set from 21 to 100%. This is the inspiratory enable sensitivity. Then we have given both the types of flow, that is pressure flow trigger and the flow trigger. So both type of triggers are available. So if you want to set the flow trigger, then you can set the values between 0 to 20 liters per minute, and if you will be setting at pressure, then you can set the pressure between 0 to 20 centimeters of water. So both the types of triggers are available in this. Then we have this pressure limit that you can set up to 80 centimeters of water, and you can use mask on and off feature for both. If you will be using intubated patient, then you have to put this option mask off, and if you are using it on non-intubated patient, then you have to select this mask as on. So in mask on, it will be compensating the leakages which is happening from the side of the mask. So for accepting, if you have selected all the parameters, if you have changed all the parameters according to the patient's requirement, so now you have to start the ventilation, then you have to press this accept key. So now the ventilation has started, and whatever parameters has been selected by the doctors or the staff over there, those will be delivered to the patient. And now also if you want to change any of the parameters, then these are the settable parameters. You can change it from this window also, and these will be all the monitored parameters. Now discussing about the other modes of ventilation, we have this volume assist control ventilation. When I'll be pressing this VACV, then it will go into the VACV settings. Whatever settings has to be done, with whatever setting has to be delivered to the patient, you can change it. You can select the parameter, you can change it according to the requirement, and for confirming you have to press this confirm key, and for entering into the mode you have to press the accept key. So now the ventilation has been started in VACV mode, and it is displaying over here that VACV mode of ventilation is activated with all these parameters. Then we have this pressure assist control ventilation. Here you will be doing the setting of the inspiratory pressure, P inspiratory. Then we have PRVC SIMV, that is the combination of SIMV plus PRVC. So for PRVC SIMV, when the patient is breathing mandatorily, then the PRVC settings will be activated, and if the patient is breathing spontaneously in between, then the SIMV mode will be activated. So for mandatory ventilation, PRVC will be activated, and for spontaneous mode, so spontaneous breathing, SIMV will be activated. So these are all the settings which you can do, and you can deliver the ventilation to the patient. Then we have this volume SIMV mode, and all these parameters you can set, and same ways you have this PSIMV, all the parameters, these are the parameters that are settable. And we have this very interesting mode of ventilation in this also, like if there is some emergency and the staff is not available, or some doctor is not available, and some emergency case comes up, then in this mode you just have to set the body weight of the patient, and if you want to ventilate the patient on pressure control mode or volume control mode, that is settable, and you can set mask on or mask off depending on the intubated or non-intubated patients. So based on the body weight, the ventilator will automatically takes off all the readings, and it will start ventilating the patient depending on based on this 58 kg body weight and the volume assist control ventilation. So now depending on 58 kgs, the ventilator has started giving ventilation to the patient without doing any of all the settings. So this is the auto mode, where you can set only the body weight, and the volume control or pressure control, whatever has to be delivered to the patient, that has to be set, and the ventilation will start automatically and in a very quick manner. Then we have this spontaneous CPAP mode of ventilation over here. Here you just have to set the pressure support of the patient when the patient is breathing spontaneously, and along with this we are giving the apnea backup ventilation also. So if the patient goes into apnea, or there is some problem with the patient that he is not breathing spontaneously, then the ventilator will automatically first it will show the apnea alarm, and then it automatically goes to the apnea backup ventilation, that is either in volume or in pressure. So in pressure you have to set the apnea inspiratory pressure, and in volume you have to set the apnea volume tidal volume. So pressure support has also got the apnea backup ventilation, and in all the modes of ventilation, as you have noticed in the video, that it has got mask on and mask off feature. So you can use all the modes of ventilation on intubated as well as non-intubated patients. Now coming on to the last mode of ventilation, that is O2 stream. So here you have, as you can see, it is mentioned single limb. So this mode of ventilation will be running only with the single limb circuit. So I have connected a single limb circuit over here, and I have removed the expiratory limb from here. So in this mode of ventilation, it is a high flow nasal cannula therapy only. So on the front of the single limb you have to connect the nasal prongs that are available with us also, and that are available in the market as well. So in this mode of ventilation you can deliver of the flow of around 60 up to 60 liters per minute to the patient, and you can set the oxygen from 21 to 100%, and these are the triggers. So on these values the patient will be getting continuous flow of 60 liters per minute at 90% oxygen, and you can give high flow nasal cannula therapy to the patient with the help of this mode. Now coming on to the display and the user interface of this ventilator. This ventilator, as I have already mentioned, that these are all the settable parameters that you can change, and these are all the measured parameters which are shown on the ventilator. So if you can see here, there are many shortcut keys which are given on the downside of the display, and this is the alarms which are shown over here. So one by one I will be showing you each and every shortcut key over here. So right now it is showing three waveforms. So this is the pressure waveform, this is the flow waveform, and this is the volume waveform. So first of all, if I'll go into the monitoring thing, So with the single touch of a button, you will be getting all the measured parameters, detailed measured parameters on the display. So these are the pressure parameters, these are the volume parameters, and these are the flow, time, and oxygen FiO2 parameters which are shown on the display. So you just have to press this monitoring shortcut key over here. You have to touch it, and then you will be getting to display all the parameters on the screen. So this is the FiO2, this is the airway pressure, this is the peak airway pressure, mean airway pressure, pause, that is a inspiratory hold time or the plateau pressure. This is the PEEP, inspiratory tidal volume, expiratory tidal volume, minute volume, frequency, the spontaneous frequency, the RSVI, the expiratory end flow. These are both RSVI and both expiratory end flow are the weaning parameters. Then we have peak flow, then we have inspiratory time, expiratory time, I/E ratio. Then we have this FiO2, whatever has been delivered to the patient. If you will be setting this at 40%, then O2 will be 40% displayed on the screen. Then workout breathing of the ventilator, the compliance and the resistance. Now coming on to the next shortcut key, that is the graphics. Here you can see that there are three types of layout which are given on the display. So layout 1 shows the three waveforms which are coming on the display, the pressure, the flow and the volume. And if you go into the layout 2, then with the one waveform you will be getting two loops. So these loops you can change between three loops you can see, but simultaneously two loops display are available on the screen. So you can select between pressure volume, volume flow and pressure flow loops. Then the layout 3 shows the trends. So this ventilator has got 72 hours of trends memory. So for going back to the trends of around, if you want to see the history trends, then you can scroll in this ventilator. You just have to press this button over here, this key. This is the freeze screen, and you can scroll with the help of the knob, and you can see the previous patient trends by scrolling with the help of this knob, like this. But for this you have to press this freeze button over here. As soon as you unfreeze it, you will not be able to scroll between the different history parameters. Now coming on to the next shortcut key, that is tools. In this you can use the 100% oxygen for suctioning. If you want to pre-oxygenate the patient at 100% before suctioning, that option is available in the tools, and we have given this inspiratory hold. So for calculating the breath by breath compliance, the elasticity and the time constant, you have to press the inspiratory hold. The ventilator will give us pause to the patient, and it will display all these three parameters on the display: the compliance, the elasticity and the time constant. Now coming on to the next shortcut key, this is the events. So you can see the logs, the history logs, both for settings and the alarms, whatever settings you have done in the past or whatever alarms has come up. So you can see these alarms which are coming up with the time and the date. And both the displays, if you will be selecting the all button over here, you will be getting both the display of the alarms as well as the settings. So it has got 2000 alarm history in this. So you can see the past history and the alarms which have come up in the events. Now next key is system key. Here you can only change the body weight function, that is 8 ml per kg or 10 ml per kg according to your requirement. By default the ventilator is set at 8 ml per kg. Rest of the things are for service engineers for servicing. The only thing you can carry out in this is that the leak test circuit check, and that has to be done in the standby mode, that I will be demonstrating in the end of the video. Now the last shortcut key which is given over here is alarms. So whenever you will be touching this alarms over here, you will be getting the window of all the alarms parameters, the upper limit and the lower limit you can select as per the requirement. So we have given alarm windows, alarm settings for tidal volume, the minute volume, the respiration rate or the frequency, airway pressure, PEEP and FiO2. So you can set both the lower limit as well as the upper limit of the alarms from this window over here. Now this now showing you the different symbols which are coming, the indications which are coming on the ventilator. This I have already discussed. This is for freezing the waveforms. If you want to analyze the waveform, you can freeze the waveform with the help of this button over here. Then this is for the alarm silence and alarm reset thing. If you will silence the alarm for 2 minutes, and then this symbol will come over here with the countdown timer. And this is showing the mains supply is connected. If I'll remove the mains from here, it will show the battery like this, and the notification will come on the top also that battery mode has been activated. So this ventilator has got battery backup of 6 hours, so you can use it for 6 hours for battery operation. This over here shows the locking of the screen. So if you will be touching this and holding this, the screen will get locked, and you cannot use you cannot change any of the settings. And for unlocking, you again have to press and hold this. The countdown timer will start and it will show unlock. So now you can use the touchscreen as well as the knob. Over here we have given one manual inspiration button. So if you have set the ventilation at 12 bpm, and if in between you want to give any emergency breaths to the patient of same volume, then whenever you will be pressing this manual inspiration, then this the whole breath will be given to the patient whenever you will be pressing this manual inspiration like this. So in any emergency cases, if you want to give any mandatory breaths in between the settable breaths, then you can use this manual inspiration button over here. Now for circuit check, you have to make this ventilator to the standby mode. Now it has come to the standby mode, and now you have to go into the system. Then you have got this calibration window over here. Then you have the circuit check. You have to press the start. You have to select this to the start option, and then you have to occlude the YPs of the patient circuit when it shows on the screen. So it will display that when to occlude the YPs. So now it is showing to occlude the YPs. I had occluded the YPs like this. So it is showing the leakage of 0.1 liters per minute, and the tube resistance is 0.5 centimeters per liter per second. So 0.1 liters per minute is acceptable, and the ventilator will compensate for this leakage, and it will deliver that much more tidal volume to the patient to achieve the settable tidal volume. So this is the only calibration that has to be done by the staff or the technicians in the starting of the ventilation. Otherwise, rest of the calibration will be done by the service engineers. Now in the end of this video, I'll be discussing only thing left, which is how to turn off this ventilator. Like right now the ventilator is running. So for making this ventilator to standby, you have to press this green button over here. Then you will be getting this confirmation standby. You have to touch this standby. Now your ventilator has gone into the standby mode. Now for turning this ventilator off, there is an off indication which is coming over here. You have to press this, and for confirming you have to press the OK button. When you will get this beep sound on the side of this, you have this on off switch. So you have to make this on off switch to the 0 position. Now your ventilator is turned off.